a few of our projects.
So what exactly is the philosophy and methodology that we have been able to outlay in the past few years? And what exactly is the philosophy and methodology that we want to sell to you?
In his book, Toxic Charity, Robert Lipton talks about how even good intentions can have detrimental or toxic consequences on the beneficiary. At best, he says, it creates a dependency culture, and at worst, it lessens the dignity of the beneficiaries. Mr. Lipton suggests further that it is only in extreme cases of disasters and emergency that one should give aid to the needy. Otherwise, one should be looking for ways and means of improving and uplifting the lives and the spirit of the beneficiaries. SANZAF, for his part, has long been trying to do precisely this, even before we read Mr. Lipton's book about 2 or 3 years ago. So what is SANZAF's philosophy and methodology? It is about committing over 60% of our resources that we collect annually on development. It is about committing to reduce our administrative spend to below 15%. It is about a commitment of good transparency and good governance. These are the three principles by which SANZAF is working to invoke the confidence in our contributors. The last point I will illustrate a little bit later, but it's clearly visible in our annual report. So how does SANZAF do development? Well, I think if you think of SANZAF, then immediately 3 or 4 projects should come to mind. The one that is considered our flagship project is our bursary initiative. Alhamdulillah, in 2016, we will have invested over 16 million rand at tertiary level education, only in 2016. This program, what we call the Entrepreneurship Training Center, is another example of how we are aspiring to teach and to fund potential entrepreneurs to become self-sufficient. We have various other skills and educational programs. Most notable of them is our agricultural initiative, where the aim is to have a community that becomes food secure. SANZAF has over 30 offices and around 120 full-time staff throughout the country. We operate virtually throughout the year and we run over 20 different programs and projects, sometimes several of them at the same time. We serve literally hundreds of people monthly. All this we do at the lowest cost possible to our contributors and as effectively as we can to make your RAN go further. However, it is the following points that I think are the core essence of what SANZAF offers you. First, governance. Fortunately, SANZAF is not personality driven. Despite the fact that some of our board members or some of our associates are with the organizations for over 40 years, more times than not, the organization is associated with the staff and not with the board members. Also, we tend to be a little picky or choosy, or I would say rather careful about who we bring onto our boards and to our committees. After all, inshallah, this year, we are a 120 million rand organization. And that means that the reputation of the organization should supersede the reputation of the individual that serves on the organization. After all, SANZAF is not a popularity contest. Office bearers and board members are elected to offices and can only serve a maximum of 2 terms of 6 years in any position. They must attend a minimum number of meetings and cannot make unilateral decisions, even insofar as what assistance is to be given to beneficiaries. The principle of shura is the bedrock of how the work gets done. We have a reasonable succession plan in place, and right now in Gauteng, as an example, the average age of our board members is under 45 years. Many of them are young professionals that are making selfless contribution to the growth of this organization. More importantly, there is a clear delineation of roles and responsibilities between our staff and our volunteers, mostly our board members. The former do the work, and the latter oversee and monitor the work. The second principle by which SANZAF works is on the principle of transparency. For those of you who have seen the annual report, or the copies of the annual report are available at our kiosk at this Eid Festival, then you will be able to see that SANZAF has a very proud history, almost from the beginning, of voluntarily publishing and producing our financial statements and our annual reports. Not only publishing and producing, but making it freely available and distributing it so that you can see for yourselves how the funds were collected and how they were distributed. What I'm very proud to tell you is that the last financial year, which was at the May of last year, our books were signed and sealed by the auditors within 45 days of the books closing. And that is phenomenal if one considers that we have over 30 offices and we touched almost 115 million rand in the last financial year. We want to thank our auditors, SABNT, for doing this diligent work over the years, over the past 2 years. They've just been recently appointed, and they will attest, independently of us, which they have done by the signature on our audited statements, that everything, alhamdulillah, is above board. The last, which I think is very important for any organization, SANZAF's claim that we are a learning organization. And what do I mean by that? We would like to believe that we are a learning organization and we are not afraid to introduce innovative methods to our work. We would like to believe that our innovations, whether through technology like the Zakah app or through methodology through our microfinance program, has made us a better organization, better able to respond to the needs of our donors and our beneficiaries. Linked to this is our constant striving and searching for innovations and newer methodologies, and to try and address the problems faced by our beneficiaries. Our recent association, membership, and participation in several international Zakat forums has exposed us to some exciting opportunities, inshallah. Fourthly, I would like to touch briefly on development, which is again the essence of the methodology of the work that we follow. While no eligible and deserving person leaves our offices without having their basic needs satisfied, our core focus remains on education, development, and empowerment. We genuinely believe that the best interest of our beneficiaries is served by investing in their education and their empowerment. Believe me when I tell you, it is far more difficult and more costly to do development than traditional welfare work. But because we believe in it, we work hard at it. We are sincere about our developmental agenda, and that's the reason why, as a board, we've committed ourselves to investing 60% of our income towards development and empowerment. And finally, impact, which has eluded us in the past, but the impact of the work that we do, the reporting is going to be moving sooner rather than later from numbers to quantity, from numbers and quantity to value and impact. How have we spent the rand, and how has that rand helped, if not to make the person a payer of zakat, at least independent of zakat? And that should be the objective of any organization, to give dignity through a form where a person can stand on their own and contribute in a way that they can stand with dignity. I want to conclude with just two examples, and the examples of impact. I mentioned that this year our investment is 16 million rand, or just over 16 million rand, at tertiary level bursaries. Last year was around about the same value, and our report as at December 2015, we had a 94% pass rate at university. An assessment that we did as recent as a month ago shows that we've got a 94% graduate employment rate. That means for every 100 people that we've sponsored in our program that has graduated, 94 of them are earning, working, and contributing, if not to their families, to society as well. And I think that is a phenomenal return on investment, and that's a phenomenal demonstration of impact. However, tonight's program, specifically the Entrepreneurship program, is another demonstration of the impact we've had in changing the lives of the beneficiaries to a positive stand. A little bit later, Maulana Hassan and one or two other of our guests that will be on will demonstrate to you and introduce you to some of our entrepreneurs, and how, through a little bit of effort and funding from our side, and through a lot of hard work on their side, they've made successes of their lives, alhamdulillah. So, let me conclude with 4 questions. I'd like to ask all of you, whether you're listening at home or in this hall this evening. 1, what do you want your charity to achieve? What do you want your charity to achieve? 2, are you happy to perpetuate dependency and toxic charity, or do you want to help improve the lives of those around you? 3, why are you not insisting on a developmental approach? And lastly, are you happy with our approach at SANZAF? Are you happy that the work that we do seeks to uplift, that the work that we do seeks to empower, that the work that we do seeks to give dignity back to the community that deserves it? Now, if I have done a good enough job this evening, then I'm hoping that I was able to convince you that there is, or there ought to be, a better way to do the kind of charitable work that needs to be done in this country. And SANZAF's philosophy currently is that of empowerment, of development, and of giving back dignity to the beneficiary. Shukran jazilan. I'm going to conclude my introduction. There are 2 more presenters that are coming after me. The first of which is our sponsor or one of our sponsors who's very close to us, has been supporting us for a number of years, not necessarily as an individual, although we followed him as an individual from the previous business where he was, but specifically FNB Islamic Finance has been helping to contribute towards the entrepreneurship program, not only financially to help make the program self-sufficient, but also in harnessing the human resources out there to contribute in different ways to give back to the community in order to further the work. I call upon Mr. Aman Mohammed to share a few words with us this evening on behalf of FNB, inshallah. Thereafter, I will call Maulana Hassan to introduce to you the entrepreneurship program and specifically the entrepreneurs as well. Shukran, Aman.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening to everyone here this evening. With all those kind words, Hussein is 100% correct. In my previous life at the bank that I used to work at, we were intrigued by the proposition that the SANZAF Entrepreneurship Fund brought to the community. And when I moved across to FNB Islamic Banking, I made sure that we followed with the sponsorship. So there's a few things that are of particular importance with this particular program. And as Hussein said, the financial element is always the easy one because you can always dig deep into your wallet and you can give to a good cause. But what we would like to thank SANZAF for in particular is the ability to actually assist with our own expertise and time. And the entrepreneurship program is a fantastic opportunity where people have the ability to give of their experience and their talent in ensuring that the program is a success. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking specifically about the guys who operate the entrepreneurship program in the background, the people that actually assess the business plans that come through after 6 weeks of diligent work that goes in by the delegates. So in ordering to secure your zakat, how better than actually getting involved directly with the candidates that come through a program like this, where the assessors can actually have direct intervention and are able to actually assess and assist the candidates. And in most cases, the relationship goes further than just a simple assessment, where the assessors actually develop a bond, and that bond then transcends into a mentorship with the candidate, and usually we see great success coming through. So when Hussein puts up the numbers of 60% and 66% together with Maulana Hassan's hard work, there's a lot that goes into it. On that front, I think we should take time to appreciate the depth of what the SANZAF program actually gives to South African Muslims and to the South African infrastructure of Islam. When we talk about what we're able to do and how we have successfully been able to create an infrastructure that supports Muslims in South Africa, this program certainly ranks as one of the foremost and most advanced programs that I think no other even so-called first world countries can proclaim to have. So in my travels to the Far East, to the Middle East, to the West, when we talk about programs such as the Entrepreneurship Development Program, and I think, Hussein, I'll take my liberties with also the education programs that you run, and now more recently with your food security program that we've been following, Muslim organizations the world over and even in Muslim dominant countries are completely impressed with what we're able to deliver to our communities. So I think we should embrace these opportunities, and we should actually thank the organization SANZAF that they make it an opportunity for us to actually contribute of our time and, like I say, not just of our wallets. So when we look at Islam in its entirety and we look at the elements of economics, Islam is such a Islam as a religion is so deep that the element of business can become a form of ibadah as well. And when we look at this, when we look at the elements, when we look at the pure elements of belief and faith, you have your element of ibadah, which is the relationship between God and man, and then you have the relationship of muamalat, which is man to man. And I think if you unpack the elements of muamalat, you understand that a program like this actually carries all the core tenets of what this relationship between man to man should be, where one supports the other. Coming specifically to the entrepreneurship program, coming from a corporate background, when we look at core elements in business strategy, we rarely think how those elements actually impact and affect people that are starting small businesses. But when you take certain elements of innovation, continuous process improvement, the use of technology, development of products, and also optimizing talent within our organizations, we realize that these factors don't just impact on people that work in a corporate world, but also to our entrepreneurs. And to the finalists that have made it here this evening, I'm sure that you can identify with the points that I've just raised. So often we get caught up with the elements that these sophisticated terminologies that are embedded in strategy relate only to the big corporates out there. But really, I think in your way, you have done a great job in embedding all of these processes into your business. So the bank that I come from, FNB, 2 years ago was rated as the most innovative bank in the world. And innovation is at the heart and the core of what we do at the bank. But I'm sure that when you started up your businesses, and the candidates are here as well with us this evening, the idea of a new product, the idea of offering a service that no one has done before, continually pushing yourself to improve your processes so you can make yourself saleable to your customer, the incorporation of technology into your businesses, and then the development of future products at night when you go to sleep, thinking about how you can improve on what you've already done. And then the important part of the people element, where you can optimize talent within your business. Because what I noticed with interest in the profiles of our finalists is that you all have had the opportunity to create employment on a full-time basis or even on a part-time basis for people that work with you. So by sharing and embedding those thoughts and ideas has become quite imperative in actually expanding what started off as an idea with yourselves. So with that, at FNB, and as Hussein started off the speech, we support, and inshallah we hope to always continue to be the main sponsor of this program. Apart from just the financial sponsorship, we want to be at the coalface where we actually assess your business plans. We want to come to your 6 weekly lectures and give you lessons in terms of how banking and finance works. And in that way, we can take people out of the zakat lines and make people zakat payers. So inshallah, we make life better for all of us. So with that, I want to thank Maulana Hassan for his fantastic contribution in making this program a success. Hussein with his dogged ambition of always keeping us awake to all that's going on around us and keeping us aware of what's going on. And hopefully you guys will keep us on as well. Hussein, thank you very much.
Jazakallah. So if we get it from the banker, then I'm hoping that it's you can bank your money with them, inshallah. So thanks, Aman. Thanks for that contribution. The next presenter is Maulana Hassan. Now we've heard his name being dropped a few times. So I'll just quickly give you some background on who Maulana Hassan is. Maulana Hassan, as the title would suggest, is an alim. He's a Maulana, fully qualified Maulana. He also has a BCom degree. He also completed a PGCE. And inshallah, this year is completing his MBA in entrepreneurship as well. He is largely responsible for putting this course together. He's been with SANZAF for just over 10 years. And he's largely responsible for putting this course together. And it's not a copy and paste job. This particular course, as Maulana may outline a little bit later, has been designed and developed so that it is at least CETA accredited and registered, so that we can attest to the quality and the value of the work that we do in this. So I call on Maulana Hassan. Maulana Hassan Evans, if you can come forward. Shukran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. when Hussein was calling out my name, he put a lot of acronyms behind it. The only one that is true is the one that I know of. It's LIB, laying in bed. Now, this is the evening that we try to commemorate all those who have put hard work in for the entire year to get our entrepreneurs successful. So forgive me if I'm going to blow our own horn, and I'm going to mention what we have achieved over the past few years. The SANZAF Entrepreneurship Center, firstly, is running now for the last 10 years exactly. It was in May 2006 when the center opened its doors and started training the first 4 candidates. To date, we have trained over 1,100 people in entrepreneurship. And in a radio interview that we did during this week, it was highlighted that even though we've not funded everybody, the mere fact that we've created some entrepreneurship culture in one person who might have never known about entrepreneurship, that one person goes back to his hometown and he tells more people. It starts creating an atmosphere of entrepreneurship. And we can see it by the very people coming to our doors. Majority of the people who make applications at the Entrepreneurship Center are through referrals and word of mouth. It is probably one of our shortcomings that we never market the program properly. We don't advertise anywhere, and yet we've had this amount of submissions that are coming to the office, we can't deal with it. That is because people have seen the worth in it and have told somebody else. Also, besides this, we have funded close to 497 entrepreneurs over the year. It means 500 individuals, we've given them startup capital to start their own businesses. Not many of them have made a success of it, but our success rate is sitting at 60%. It means that 300 of the 500 businesses that we funded, they're still in existence today. And when we speak about success rate, we're speaking about the ability of a person to look after himself. It is he or she is able to pay their own expenses and look after their homes. And now the few people that we always have to mention, and it's people that we always have to thank. And the people that we thank give testification to the value of the work that we do. Just to mention, and there's over 100 professional volunteers who volunteer their services as support to the center. 75 of them do so in the assessment of business plans. It means every year they assess business plans for us. Majority of them are business analysts in their own right, experts in their field, who have been trained by us to assess business plans at the level that we operate at. And to date, they have assessed close to 600 business plans for us. That is the amount of work they have contributed to the center. There are also those persons, 10 or so, who come and give their time in facilitating. And Brother Aman has mentioned at FNB Islamic Finance, they are 2 of their staff members come through on a regular basis to teach our entrepreneurs about banking. There are also individuals like Pavel Hassam who come through and gives legal advice to our clients. And I mention this every year and there's no way I can escape it. When it comes to volunteers, there's nobody that can outshine Pavel. He gives so much effort and puts so much of his time to our entrepreneurs that once a year we at least say, Jazakallah Pavel. Not only does he facilitate for us, he helps coach our clients and he assesses business plans for us. And because he's a lawyer by profession, he gives legal advice to all our clients free of charge, whenever, wherever. To the extent if some of our clients call him and they don't get a hold of him, he calls them back. That is the type of commitment that he has given to the center. We also have 15 individuals who volunteer as coaches. People who come through every Saturday regularly throughout the year, and they help start coaching the businesses funded by the center. And the majority of them are entrepreneurs by profession, so they are able to give hand-on experience regarding to our entrepreneurs when they start their businesses. Now, like they say, small business is big business, and I just want to quote a few numbers of regarding the 7 entrepreneurs only of tonight that we are speaking about. But before I do so, I just need to create some atmosphere of how difficult entrepreneurship is. Of all the livelihoods or manners of livelihoods a person can choose, entrepreneurship is the hardest. The statistics show us 9 out of 10 first-time businesses will fail. I mean, if 10 businesses start today, within a year, 9 of them fail. It is also mentioned that those who survive, after 5 years, only 25% of them are successful. So this is how difficult entrepreneurship is. Any ailments at home, somebody is sick, or robbery, a theft, affects the entrepreneur and affects his business directly, and which makes failure very possible. And over and above this, our success rate is sitting at 65%. It is more than double the national statistic. And of these 7 entrepreneurs that we are commemorating this evening, amongst them altogether, they employ 12 other people. 6 are employed on a full-time basis and 6 are employed on a part-time basis. Again, if you look at the statistics that are quoted in the news very often, one person that is working in South Africa looks after 10 people, family members. So if they have employed 12 people, that means directly from their businesses, they are looking after 120 people. And this is only for 7 people. We can start doing the math and we can work it out quickly for the other 490 that we funded. In accumulation and the amount of capital we've given them, the investment from our side was 300,000 for all 7 of them. Within less than a period of 18 months, they've been able to create wealth to the value of 1.2 million rand accumulatively. It means accumulatively all their businesses are worth 1.2 million rand. If that number didn't stun you, then the next one will. The cumulative turnover for the last year, 7 entrepreneurs, has been 3.6 million rand. That is the impact that they've had on the society and the communities that they work in. So without further ado, we're going to start calling on the entrepreneurs. So I need 2 people to come up first to the stage. But first, I would like to call Sister Jamila, who is a facilitator of the Entrepreneurship Center, and she's one of the staff members. She does all the hard work so that I can LIB. Right. So we'll ask Sister Jamila to give out the presents for the following entrepreneurs. The first is Mahira Maseko. Mahira runs a hair salon based in London, Randburg. And you can look at the figures, it is quoted on the banners. We've given an investment capital of only 23,000 rand. Today she's turned a business to worth over 50,000 rand, and her turnover in the last 12 months was 330,000 rand. Right, stay on stage. The next entrepreneur that we're going to call up is Fahmida Ghani. Fahmida runs Shari's Hotspot. It's a takeaway in Extension 10, Lenasia. And we've given an investment of 83,000 rand when she started the business. Today it's worth over 160,000 rand. And the turnover for the last 12 months was 180,000 rand. The next person we will call up is Zakira McKinnon. Zakira does beauty therapy, specializing in acrylic nails and massage. At the SANZAF stand at E56, you will see that she's got a stall here for the weekend, and she'll be here so we can get a free massage from her. Zakira was given 36,000 rand as startup capital. Her value of her business today is over 70,000 rand, and in the last 12 months, her turnover was 72,000 rand. Now we'd like to call upon one of our trustees, Brother Shaukat Faqih, who used to be the ex-Auditor General of South Africa and who is currently the National Chairman of SANZAF. And Brother Shaukat Faqih is going to be giving out the remaining awards to the remaining 4 entrepreneurs. So simultaneously, we would like to call up Shuaib Fakira. Shuaib is a panel beater based in Maritzburg. He was given a startup capital from us for 55,000 rand, and the current value of his business is over 200,000 rand. In the last year, he has made sales turnover of 360,000 rand. Right. Now we'd like to call all up Naim Madladosi, who runs a general dealer based in Soweto. Naim was given 34,000 rand as startup capital. The current value of his business is 65,000 rand, and in the last 12 months, his turnover was 770,000 rand. The next person we're calling up is Abdullah Magadla. Abdullah and Naim are friends, so they're buddies. And Abdullah is also running a general dealer in Soweto. He was given 25,000 Rand as startup capital. The current value of his business is 55,000 Rand. And in the last 12 months, his turnover was 740,000 Rand. Right. Last but not least, we're going to call Brother Ahmed Umar. And before we call Brother Ahmed Umar, I'd just like to let you know that when he submitted his business plan, initially it was decided by the SANZAF business plan assessors that his business was not feasible or viable to venture into. So Brother Ahmed came to the office and he asked us for a chance. All we had to do, if we did not want to buy him the embroidery machine, can we at least buy him the pins, the needles for the embroidery machine? We did it and we rented the embroidery machine for him. Within a few months, he proved us wrong and showed us there was a market and that he could make turnover. We had no other recourse but to twist the arm of the assessor and say, please fund Brother Ahmed Umar. If you think a Ferrari is fast, then look at this. 0 to 900,000 rands worth of turnover in less than 18 months. Brother Ahmed Umar. The value of the startup capital we gave him was 53,000 Rand, and today his business is worth over 500,000 Rand. Right, some of our entrepreneurs have requested a few minutes so that they could address you and they could have their say. So the first we're going to call up is Zakira McKinnon, and she's going to give us a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. My name is Zakira. I came to SANZAF because I had a problem in my life. I was renting space by someone, and then at the end of the day, they did me wrong, and they did me in. So a friend of mine who told me about SANZAF, I came for help, and they didn't even think twice to help me. They looked through my problem, and they sent me to the training center. And through the training center, I've learned so much. The experience was phenomenal. And at the end of the day, I got funded, and they helped me to see what I need for my business. And through the whole experience, there is one lady I would like to thank. Her name is Zofa. She's not here at the moment. And Mulana especially, they've been there for me. And also everyone else and the other teachers. I thank them for everything they've done for me and my family, and I'm very grateful for what they've done. And I will take this experience with me with every day of my life. And every time I have a problem or a headache, after I say Bismillah, I think of what the training center have taught me and the company of Zofa. And she has given me an opportunity to speak out. Normally I used to be shy, but at the end of the day, now I can speak openly to my customers and all the treatments I do. I am here I have a space here at the stand, so you can come for your massages and the treatments there. I thank you for everything.
All right. Next, we'd like to call Brother Umar Ahmed to give a speech.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Okay. I'm here because of SANZAF. I was in the bush. They pulled me out from the bush to the people, meaning human beings. Today I don't sleep because of SANZAF, meaning the customers are following me day and night. Today I sleep at home 3 times a week. Some of the times I'm at work, pulling night shift. Go on part, in the morning I come back and work. So I hope some of our brothers and sisters, when they go to SANZAF, they must go with the intention of learning so that they can help themselves. Once they help themselves, they can help other people on the street. I would like lastly to say that today I'm moving with a fat wallet like a thief, meaning I'm not begging anyone. I also do contribute to some other people who are needy. Today, I would like to say, I love money, but I don't need it. Secondly, honest pays, but not enough. Meaning, if you run a business honestly, Almighty open the doors. I would like to say to the entire staff of SANZAF, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much to put me where I am today. Jazakallah.
Right, just to say last few words, we call Sister Fahmira Ghani. Is it Myra? Is Myra, you saying, is it? Okay, Maaf. Myra Maseko.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brother. My name is Myra, originally from Kenya. I've been in the country for the past 19 years, and I believe I'm one of you. I would like to highlight a few things. When you want to build a success in your business, you must have few things in you. You must have the passion to build it. You must have confidence in it. And you've got to believe in yourself. That's just a few things I'd like to tell you. And I'm proud of myself to be here because of SANZAF and Maulana Hassan and Zulfa. And I believe anybody outside there can do it if you believe in yourself. I've got people I've really motivated, and alhamdulillah, they are where they are today. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to see where they have been today. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum.
Right. During the week and during the course of the build-up for the Entrepreneurship Awards, we've been sending around messages to vote for your top entrepreneur. And the top entrepreneur, we just got the results this morning, is Brother Ahmed, Umar Ahmed. And because he said he loves money and he doesn't need it, we're going to just commemorate him by saying, Jazakallah and well done.
So, Jazakallah to all of you and congratulations to all of you for the work that you've done to get onto the stage. If you need to see a short profile on each one of them, there are banners around the hall, and you'll be able to see some of the information on our website, also some of the profile. Their phone numbers are there. So when I spoke earlier about transparency, we didn't hide the fact of who they are and their phone numbers. So even some of the figures may look exaggerated. And so what we've done is, in order to demonstrate to ourselves that the facts that we are given are true facts, we've given the phone numbers of each individual on those posters around you. At leisure, you can feel free to call them, go and visit them, but more importantly, start doing business with them, support them, grow them, and inshallah, you will also benefit out of that. Standing on my left, dashing young man, a little bit younger than me, is the former Auditor General, Brother Shaukat Faki. And Brother Shaukat is currently the National Chairman of SANZAF. And so he comes from a culture of reporting, a culture of transparency, and a culture of good governance, if you can appreciate what the former Auditor General of South Africa, used to do. And when we appointed him a few years ago, we were very clear about what we wanted to achieve. We are, inshallah, this year, a 120 million rand organization, 42 years old, 120 million rand organization. We are at the cusp of a quantum leap. And this organization needs professionals like those that Maulana Hassan referred to earlier in order to help us to take that quantum leap. And at the very highest level of this organization, we've decided to appoint Brother Shaukat Faki to help guide us through his wisdom and his experience in the growth of this organization. So I'm going to ask Brother Shaukat to give us a few concluding remarks and a vote of thanks on behalf of the organizers, on behalf of all the staff as well. Brother Shaukat, Jazakallah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Firstly, I'd like to thank all the people who's made time in their busy schedule to be here with us this evening. And also, I'd like to thank the Gauteng management, Hussein Issouf, Maulana Hassan, Javed, all the staff members in the Gauteng office of SANZAF to have hosted and put together this program here this evening. We feel very proud to be linked with this program, and we thank them for the hard work in putting this together. I think the people who's come through this evening and who we have recognized in the entrepreneurship program, the 7 of them, firstly, I'd like to congratulate you for your achievements. May Allah grow your business from strength to strength. May you contribute back into the community. May you contribute back into SANZAF in some way or the other. As has been explained by Aman from FNB, it is not only the financial contribution that makes the work of this entrepreneurship center successful. It is also a lot of mentorship that goes with it. It is the evaluation that goes with it. It is the assessment that goes with it. And that's what creates the success for us at SANZAF, both on this program and on the bursary program. And we make dua that Allah makes your businesses successful, and you come through and give guidance to other people that are coming through the SANZAF channel to make them successful as well, inshallah. As a national chairman of SANZAF, I'd like to say that this entrepreneurship program is a flagship program of SANZAF, together with the bursary program that Hussein Issouf mentioned earlier. I do believe that some of the successes and the processes and the mechanism that we used for this entrepreneurship program is world class, and Aman has actually alluded to that. It's world class. We need to make sure that within SANZAF we roll this out at all our centers. Yes, it's being done in the other bigger centers, but some of the smaller centers do not have the capacity nor the skills to be able to run it at the level that we're running it in Gauteng. And inshallah, one of the ambitions that I have as a national chairperson is to make sure that this program becomes a truly national program. It's one of our flagship programs, and I have spoken to Aman on a number of occasions on this, and with this assistance and support from FNB, we'd like to make this a national program as successful as it is here in Gauteng. With those few words, I would like to also conclude by thanking the Eid Festival organizers for making it possible for us to host this event here in this venue this evening. They have provided this venue to us on a no-charge basis, and may Allah grant you a lot of reward for providing us this opportunity. Secondly, I think we'd like to thank FNB, who has been supporting this program for a number of years, not only financially, but as Aman has indicated, they commit resources to this program to make it a success. And we thank you, Aman and FNB, for the continued support, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with FNB on this program, inshallah. Last but not least, I'd like to thank, as I said, the staff, the management, and the people that put together this program to make it a success. Jazakallah kullu khair.
Shukran Jazilan. Thanks, Brother Shaukat, and thanks Aman and Hassan and all the entrepreneurs. Once again, thank you for those of you who took the trouble to come and sit through, for those who are listening at home and viewing it at home. Before I conclude with Surah Asr to conclude this evening's program, I'd like to request a very personal dua. I just received a message that my father-in-law is very ill and has been taken to hospital. So dua for him and for all the sickly people that are out there, for all those that are suffering under any condition. Allah grant them all Shifa Kamila, inshallah. Allah grant them good health and speedy recovery, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilus salihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.